What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Next on the Power. So there's been a new development in the Dan the Bodybuilder story, or the bodybuilder from Thailand. So as I'm sure many of you are already aware, there's a bodybuilder called Dan the Bodybuilder, also known as the bodybuilder from Thailand, that has supposedly a major issue with his leg, and some kind of necrotic infection, necrotic tissue, life-threatening stuff involving his legs. Basically, everybody in the fitness community has been talking about this for the past couple days, maybe the past week even. But recently, there's been a new development that's kind of concerning, actually very concerning, and makes this story, that much more interesting. So last night, Johnny Bravo TV posted this update on his Instagram page. So Johnny Bravo, if you guys don't know, he's also a YouTuber. He makes documentaries and short films. I consider him to be a friend of mine. He's given me advice on some things. We've talked about some things. And he seems like an overall good guy. Johnny Bravo was basically the guy that broke this story initially about Dan the Bodybuilder on his channel. He was the first video that I saw on the subject. And I guess they're friends or acquaintances, or they know each other to some capacity. So Johnny Bravo was vouching for the fact that this guy's telling the truth, and that this guy really needs help, and that this guy is on the up and up. So the situation has drawn a lot of controversy lately, and the fact that he's been missing for 3 days is not really helping that controversy. So for those of you guys that don't know, I'm gonna go back and start from the beginning here on what exactly happened with Dan the Bodybuilder, or Bodybuilder in Thailand. So his original post, this is where it all started. This started about 7 days ago when he posted this photo here. A picture collage of his face, and then 3 pictures of the infection in his leg. So I'm going to read for you guys what he posted here, because this is what started the whole situation. He says, "Hi everyone, this is Dan the Bodybuilder in Thailand from YouTube." So he's also a YouTuber, he's also a bodybuilder, and somehow he's associated with Enhanced Athlete and Tony Huge as well, which is something Johnny Bravo said in his post, that Tony has not heard from him either. And I guess Dan and Tony are business associates or good friends or something to that extent. And so no one's heard from this guy. And it's been 3 days. So let's get back to it. "I'm in the hospital with an emergency situation with my leg. I've developed a life-threatening necrosis in my leg from a shot of infected gear." So to be honest with you guys, I don't even really know what that means. I don't know anything about injecting steroids. I don't know anything about different types of steroids. I really don't know what infected gear would mean. If it was just unsterile, if it wasn't real gear, if there was, some kind of foreign substance in it. I don't know exactly what he means by infected. I don't know if the needle was dirty or what. I'm not really sure what infected gear specifically is referring to, but apparently that's what caused this situation with his leg. I'm assuming the leg got infected and then the necrosis set in. So he says, "I'm currently in the hospital alone in Colombia. I don't have health insurance. And 3 days ago, I had surgery to remove the necrotic flesh that is spreading inside of my leg. The surgery was a failure and simultaneously bankrupted me. The incision in my leg has burst open, and there is now new necrotic dying flesh growing in my leg." So the situation, it does sound like a very sad situation. And this is why I think the fitness community reacted the way they did. It's why I reacted the way I did. And I put it in my news video a couple days ago as one of the topics, because I wanted to draw attention to this situation. Assuming it's true, that would be a very, very sad way to die. This guy has a life-threatening issue with his leg. He's stranded in another country. Very unfortunate set of circumstances surrounding how it happened, why it happened, and why he could possibly die. And he's basically saying he can't pay for the surgeries. And then he's also basically saying if he doesn't have these surgeries, he could and probably would die. So this is where he goes on to ask for the GoFundMe donations. "In this time of incredible physical and emotional suffering, any donation, no matter how small, to help me afford the upcoming surgeries to save my leg is something that I will be eternally grateful for. The first surgery was paid for out of pocket and was in the area of $10,000. I have to have at least 2 more surgeries. I need, but do not have the financial means to pay for them. These surgeries will also be more costly than the first. Please share this on every social media you have. I have nowhere else to turn. Here is the link to my GoFundMe. The title is Dan Needs Help to Save His Leg in the category of medical and healing. So, this whole thing has drawn a lot of controversy. And typically, I found that on GoFundMe in general, whenever there's a bodybuilder or bodybuilding or fitness-related GoFundMe, there tends to be some kind of controversy surrounding that GoFundMe. GoFundMe in general is just kind of a sketchy site where anybody can start a crowdfunding page on there for really any reason they want. They can lie about whatever they want. So a lot of people are thinking that this guy was doing the same thing. So my viewpoint on this, number one, is the fact, well, first let's go over the GoFundMe, then I'll tell you guys what I think about this. So if you go over to the actual GoFundMe, he ended up raising $18,597, raised by a total of 718 people that donated, and the GoFundMe was open for only 7 days. So $18,597 in just the course of a week is a pretty impressive GoFundMe campaign. But this is where it gets kind of sketchy here. So he only raised $18,597 of a $30,000 goal. So not even 2/3 of the way to what he claimed was necessary. He said he needed $30,000 for the 2 surgeries. He said that's how much it was going to cost. That's what he needed for those 2 surgeries. I don't know why he would close the GoFundMe if he didn't reach that amount. It makes it kind of seem, and this is why I can see why a lot of people think it's sketchy, it makes it kind of seem like he was trying to see how much money he could get out of this before people got suspicious, and then just shut it down and cashed in the money. So I'm pretty sure when you're no longer accepting donations, that means you ended it and cashed in on that $18,000. So let's go down here. Again, let's give him the benefit of the doubt for now. Let's go down to the most recent update on this GoFundMe. So he says, "Hello everyone. Fantastic news. Moments ago, I have come out of a very successful surgery. The prognosis from here is a positive outlook, and until I have more information, I am suspending further donations to the GoFundMe. I literally just came out of the surgery and am very groggy. More updates to come, but bottom line, you are my angels and have saved my life." So this was posted 3 days ago, and this was the last time that anybody heard from this guy. So this guy has not been heard from by friends, family, anybody online. This guy is basically MIA. And I believe on Instagram, if we go over here, and I believe if we go over to his Instagram here, his last post on Instagram was also the same thing, just basically a screenshot from that GoFundMe. So what do I think about all this? Honestly, I want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that this guy is telling the truth. I want to believe that here we have just a fellow bodybuilder, a fellow YouTuber, a guy that's in need, and the community reacted in a way that got him what he needed to make that recovery, that got him what he needed to get that surgery and to survive this horrible situation that he was in. And a lot of people will say, you know, this is the one negative thing that I saw in the video that I mentioned him in. People were saying, well, why would I donate to this guy? This guy got what he deserved. I mean, he's a juice head. He was injecting infected gear. He should have been more careful. He should have used, cleaner gear. He should have bought better stuff. He should have made sure it was the real deal. Or he should have just never took gear in general. They were saying that's what he gets. He deserves it. And while I don't really support gear use, from a personal standpoint, I prefer natural bodybuilding. I like to promote natural bodybuilding. Sure, it's entertaining to watch pro bodybuilding, but I would never try to encourage people to take gear on their own. So while I'm not really supportive of that particular choice that he made, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to condemn him for that choice and say he should die just because he took gear. I mean, that's ridiculous. People saying that he deserves it because he took steroids is just stupid. I think that argument is completely and utterly just immature and ignorant, really. Just the fact that he took steroids, he should die. So regardless of how it happened, regardless of how he got in this situation, regardless of, we're assuming that it's true at this point, regardless of how it happened, it's a sad situation. It's a tough situation to be in. And if I were in this situation and you were in this situation where you needed a surgery or you were going to die, or you needed a surgery or you were going to lose your leg, I would hope, and I think you would hope, that maybe somebody would try to help you out, share your GoFundMe, share your page, and try to help you get what you need so that you don't die or you don't lose your leg. So I'm hoping that this guy's telling the truth. This guy DM'd me on Instagram after I made my video just to thank me. He sent me a recorded video that he made, and he just said he wanted to reach out and say how much he appreciated what I did for him, how much he appreciated all the support he saw in the comment sections, how much he appreciated everybody reaching out to him, and he just wanted to take a moment to thank me. He didn't ask me to share anything else. He didn't ask me for any more money. He didn't ask me to promote his GoFundMe on any other platform. He didn't say anything money related. All he said was how thankful he was to have this support while he was going through this. And ever since he said that, I really wanted to believe that this guy was telling the truth. I wanted to believe that he was really just a guy in need that needed our help, and we gave it to him. But really, things are not looking good. 3 days of not hearing from the guy. And in Johnny Bravo's post, let's go back over to it here. In Johnny Bravo's post, he says he hasn't heard from Dan in days. Truly hope he is okay. There are some whispers that there are reasons to worry. Has anybody spoke to him? And no one has spoke to him. So I don't know what these reasons to worry are, but I'm assuming that includes more options than just the fact that he could be scamming. Obviously, if you're a scammer, you're going to take the $18,000 and run, and no one's going to hear from you. So that's a possibility. It's been 3 days. That could have been what he did. There's other possibilities, too. Again, he said he's alone there in the hospital in Colombia. So maybe, something went wrong with the surgery that he just had. He wasn't able to recover. Maybe it got infected. Maybe something happened or went wrong. And he could have died, or he could be unconscious, or who knows what the situation is. If he's truly alone in a hospital in Colombia and he died 3 days ago, or he went unconscious 3 days ago, who's going to update his social media? I mean, who's going to be the one getting this information out when probably his friends and family don't even know? So it could be anything. But the most interesting rumor that I heard with this whole Dan the Bodybuilder thing was, think about why he could be in Colombia. Colombia is often associated with drug use, drug trafficking, a lot of shady stuff along those lines. So a lot of people are kind of saying, maybe that's why he's over there. Maybe he's into some of that stuff. Maybe he's not on the up and up. Maybe he owes somebody money. Maybe he needs money for drugs. Maybe he's a drug addict, this, that, whatever. I've seen no proof of any of that, but that would certainly add an interesting dynamic to this story if there were some truth to that, and all of a sudden he goes missing for 3 days. So I'm kind of anxious to see how this turns out. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep you guys posted, and as soon as I know something, I'll post it here as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.